So hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I've got a pretty exciting video because I'm going to be showing you my current sort of everyday base makeup routine. So the kind of like foundation, concealer, powder routine, blush as well, highlighter that I've been using almost on the daily lately. So I just want to say that I know this level of makeup to everybody won't be for everybody for everyday use. It's just my personal preference on the amount of makeup that I like to wear as kind of like an everyday standard. Like I said, it won't be for everybody. Some people might consider this too much for a kind of everyday look, but it's just my own personal preference, and we all have our own personal preferences, and that's fine. So I'm just going to show you what I like when it comes to sort of like my everyday foundation and base products routine. So if you want to see what products I'm using, then just keep watching. So if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I always, well, 99% of the time I will do my eyes first, just for like fallout and things like that. And I just think it just makes the whole process easier when if things go a bit wrong, you can use like foundation and concealer to tidy everything up. So that's how I like it. And what I've gone for today, again, other people might think this is too much, but personally for me, this is kind of like a soft everyday glam kind of eye that I would like to do. So I've used the Morphe and Maddie Ziegler Changement palette, so the second palette she done with them, and I put a bit of the Ellie Kelly Be Perfect glitter on top, just because the eyeshadow was a bit like more brown than I would have liked it to be. So I've used that glitter to brighten it up. So this is kind of like what I'd like to do for an everyday eye, but we're focusing on the base here, so that's why I didn't show you me applying the eyeshadow. So firstly, I'll always use, this is kind of like a new thing for me in the last like say 6 months or so. I'll use one of these. So I go between the W7 Glow Prime and the PS Flawless Glow. So I'm using the Flawless Glow today in Buttermilk. So this just really gives you like that nice glowy base underneath your foundation. Really just gives you a bit of coverage before you put the foundation on. It's a nice base for your foundation to sit on. So I just kind of go in and just cover the main areas of my face with this, and I'll just blend that in with a like foundation brush. So this isn't not a step I used to take, so I'm just going to use this L foundation brush. This is not a step that I used to take with my makeup. It's relatively new within the last 6 months or so. Before that I never really had like looked at any products like this, to be honest, and then I saw this in Primark and everybody's loving it, so I was like, I'll just try it out, and I have to say I really do love it. I just love the like coverage it gives you, and yeah, it's very light, so you could like definitely have it like as a natural if you didn't want to, like if you wanted like a no makeup day, it would be great for that. See, the coverage of it's not great, but it just gives you such a nice glow. So I'm just blending that in with the foundation brush. I think, I'm not sure if I've said, but it's a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. So you see, it just gives you that really nice glow to your makeup. And I used to be really like, adamant that I had to have a matte base, but nowadays I am so much more for like a glowy base. So this product definitely really helps in terms of giving that glow. Look at the glow it's giving off, and this was only £5, so it's a really good bargain as well. Just look at that glow. So next up is my foundation. So this, I got this in, I think it was the summertime last year, and ever since I've been going kind of in between this and the Be Perfect Chroma Cover, but the Chroma Cover, I've spoken about it before, the pump doesn't work on my new one that I got, and sometimes the coverage is a bit thick for my liking, but I do tend to go for this one more. So this is the Revolution in Real Life Filter foundation. So my shade is the shade F4, and it's 16-hour long wear, oil free, breathable foundation, long wearing. So I find the coverage really good and it's buildable. I really do love the Revolution foundations. Before I got this one, I was using for Revolution the XX Revolution foundation, and I also previously used the Conceal and Define foundation. So I'm a big fan of Makeup Revolution foundations. So I just take like one pump and I just like try and spread it on my face like this, and I'll blend it out, and then sometimes if I feel like I just need a bit more, I can take a little bit more on the out of the pump and put that wherever I think needs more coverage. So I'm just gonna blend this in. I think in terms of foundations, I really struggle with color matching myself, so that's why I'm a number 4 in all kind of Revolution foundations, so that's why I tend to stick with Revolution for the most part for my foundations, because I just know that I'm always a number 4 in their foundations. That just makes it so easy when like a new one comes out, because I just know automatically what color I am. And do you see how good the coverage of this foundation is? So I'm just going over on this side now. So I do have, as you can see, like some like freckles on this side, just on my face, and I find it's quite hard to cover them up sometimes. So this is me putting the foundation on. This was one pump on my face, so the coverage is definitely like buildable. I don't really often have to go in with like I never have to go in with a full on like second layer to this foundation, but if there's just areas that I want to get a bit more coverage on, I'll just get a bit more out of the bottle and put that on. So I think I'm going to just go in with a bit more coverage down here. But overall, this is one pump, and yeah, I really love the coverage of this foundation. I'd say that it feels quite like lightweight on your skin. It doesn't feel thick or anything. Like the Chroma cover from Be Perfect, it does feel like a lot thicker. So I'm just putting a bit more on there just to kind of cover up any areas that I haven't got the desired amount of coverage on the first time round. It is definitely buildable. Like you could definitely go in with more if you wanted it. You could definitely take a bit less, give a bit of a lighter coverage, and this foundation retails for $9.99, so it's a really affordable price as well. It lasts me quite a long time too. It's definitely my preferred foundation for like daily usage. I'll definitely go towards this one more than the Chroma cover, and I really think I love the finish of it. It's not oily at all, it's long lasting, and I just really love the finish and the coverage that it gives. So next I have concealer. So this is the Makeup Revolution IRL in Real Life Filter Finish C2. So I got this about a month ago, so I've been trying it for the past month. My first impressions were it was so brightening, such good coverage, and I still think that. So like I said, this is the C2, so it's like 2 shades lighter than the foundation, just to brighten a bit. So I don't put concealer like everywhere on my face, or like, you know, over lots of places. I just mainly kind of like concentrate it under my eyes. So I'll just kind of go in like that. Like sometimes I'll put a bit on my chin. I'll just put a tiny bit in just those other places that some other people like to go in with as well. Like I'll do this sometimes, but it's not really like an all the time thing for me. But so I just kind of like to let that sit in and sink in for a minute to dry down, and then because I feel like if you go in with your beauty blender straight away, then you lose a bit of the concealer, like it'll all go off onto your beauty blender. So I've learned to let it sink in a bit and gives you better coverage. So just whilst I wait for that to dry in a little bit, I'm just going to talk about what's going to be the step after the concealer. So I'm going to go in with liquid blush. So I never used to do liquid blush, like honestly I got my first kind of liquid blushes last summer, but they weren't really, like, I was trying them out, experimenting, testing with them, but you know, I played with them a few times and I got a bit bored, to say. I just think I didn't know how to use them properly. So sort of last November, December, January time, well, November, December, I got my blushes for the first time, and I got P. Louise Cheek of it. And then I'd say liquid blush has become an absolute staple in my daily makeup routine the last month or so. So I'm going to be using this one today. I do tend to go between mostly Made by Mitchell or P. Louise, and then I have my Revolution ones, which I pick up some of the time, but I'm mostly sticking to these other ones. So I'm going to be using the Sweet Cheeks blush today. So the Sweet Cheeks one is just like a real kind of Barbie pink. I just think it really looks nice on me, and it really kind of just brightens up my face a bit. So sometimes, you know, I think my face can be looking a bit flat. This will be the perfect kind of pick me up that I need. And I usually go between a pinky blush or a peachy blush. They've been like my go-tos at the moment. So I'm gonna start blending that concealer in just with a beauty sponge. This beauty sponge is from Primark. It's one of the Disney Princess ones they had in like a set. It was like a Disney Princess range they done with like hairbrushes, and they have beauty sponges. I think they have makeup brushes too, but I picked up I got the beauty sponges for Christmas, and I got a hairbrush from that set as well for Christmas. So I'm just blending my concealer in. I really do think this concealer is so good because it really does brighten, and the coverage is amazing from it. It complements the foundation so well because they're both from the same IRL filter collection, so they're like made to work together. And the concealer is $6.99. Like, it really does brighten, and yeah, I'm just like so happy with the coverage from the concealer, and the formula is really nice and lightweight. It doesn't feel really thick and heavy under your eyes. Love that. So I'm gonna go in with my blush now in Sweet Cheeks. So I'm just gonna take a little bit to start, and I've got this Love Hearts brush to use. I've got this in a Christmas gift set, and I think it's like the perfect kind of shape for liquid blush. I better go in quickly before this starts to dry, because blushers do dry down really quickly. The formula is so blendable. I think what my problem was, I was using a different brush with blushes before, and I think the brush was absorbing quite a lot of the blush. So now that I've changed to this other smaller brush, I do think it's better to spread the product out. It doesn't absorb loads of the product in the brush. So do you see how nice that is for just like a bit of color on my cheeks? So I'm going to go in on the other side. I was using quite a lot of blush before because, like I said, I think my other brush was absorbing quite a lot of it. So that led me to think they weren't really that pigmented, because the brush was actually just taking a lot of the product. So now that I've got this other brush, I can definitely see that they're a lot more pigmented than I thought they were. So I'll start with just a small amount, and then I'll put some more on once I kind of get that original base down. Like, that's just such a nice color. And like my advice for these and any kind of pink blush actually would be like, don't be intimidated by them, because honestly your powder's gonna cover them up anyway. Well, it's gonna dull them down. So even if you do end up putting what you consider to be like quite a lot on, honestly don't worry about it, because the powder can save them. So I'm just kind of finishing off here. I now truly do believe like a liquid blush is like a staple for your powder blush, like to keep that in place. So I'm just gonna go quickly over with my sponge to just smooth out the edges of them. Just gonna just sort of just to smooth over my concealer as well after that. So I think that is such a nice shade, and yeah, I am loving it. So now I'm gonna go in with my powder. So I've absolutely been obsessed with this powder. So for this, it would have been completely 100% Natural Collection, would have been the one I used. But I have been loving this. This is the PS My Perfect Color Loose Baking Powder. Honestly, this is such a good powder. It's so thin and lightweight, and it really mattifies the areas that you want it to. It's not, I don't know how to explain it. It literally gives you like an airbrushed look. It's not heavy or thick on your skin like at all. It's such a nice powder. I feel like it's just such a like a thin powder, and I don't think I've really, you know, had experience of like, compared to my other powder, the other powder seems like it's quite a thick formula compared to this. But honestly, I've been obsessed with this powder. So I'm just going in with this powder puff. This is I Am Beauty. I just got it in like a pharmacy here for £5. So yeah, I'm just going in under my eyes. I'm not so much baking anymore. I know I said a while back I was obsessed with it, but then I think it made my under eyes a bit dry. So I'm just doing like powdering like this under my eyes. But honestly, this powder, like my under eyes don't crease half as much without baking with this powder than they did with like my collection one. I still like the collection one, but honestly just love that powder so much more. So I'm just gonna go in and powder the rest of my face with this powder brush, this Revolution Bratz powder brush. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take like a light amount of powder over the rest of my face, not like, you know, too much, because yeah, I don't want to look really like dry and stuff. So I'm just taking like a light amount of powder. See how you can like still see the blush coming through even after I've powdered? I really love that. I think I've got like way too much powder on my brush now. But yeah, I'm just really lightly like dabbing, like really light dabbing motions, just so that I'm not looking too powdery. But see, you can still see like the glow, but it just gives you such a nice like soft finish. I think like it's so nice. So that's me done with the powder. So now I'm gonna go in with this Benefit Cheek the Male little face set. So I do like to use the Hoola from this. So it's got a Terra blush, which actually is not as dark on my skin as it looks in the pan, a Hoola bronzer, and a Cookie highlighter. So I'm going to use the Hoola bronzer. So, you know, I bronze, it's not a staple for every day, but I do like it just so that I'm not like as pale. So I'll just take it on this small Love Hearts brush and just kind of put it up here and try and just basically make me look not so pale. So if I do go in with, you know, too much, I'll just dust around with my powder brush. So yeah, just like kind of, you know, gives me a little something. so that I'm not looking so pale. And then I'll also go in on my cheeks and just kind of like that, just to kind of carve a little bit, you know, just so that I'm not so flat in my face. Just to give a bit of a dimension. I never used to do this step like ever, and then I got this Hula for Christmas, and yeah, and I just like, I'll just try it out, see how it looks. And yeah, I really do enjoy this step now, and I'll just go in with my powder puff to just kind of make the edges look a bit more, you know, flawless. Just, yeah, just go over the edges of my powder puff. So see the way it's just like, just to give a little something so that I'm not looking so, you know, pale and just flat. So I think it looks quite nice. So see the way you can still see the sweet cheeks coming through as well. Okay, so next what I like to do is go in with a little bit more blush, just to kind of top that off, that sweet cheek. So this is I got it in Primark, but it's from Kokomo Studio, or Kokomo, Barbie blush. Absolutely obsessed with this color. It is stunning. I just think this really adds a bit more to my cheeks. I'm going in with this Primark blush brush that was in a gift set. So yeah, and because I've already got that sweet cheeks, I don't need to go like too overboard with the blush. So I'll just put like a tiny bit on, but I do like quite a lot of blush because my face is quite pale, so I do think it just gives a bit of sort of life back to it. So yeah, I definitely like to just a little bit of blush. I know this is probably too much for some people, but it's my preference so that I don't look like a ghost. So now onto highlighter. So this is been an absolute favorite since I got it at Christmas. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder Blossom Glow. I'm not sure if I've used this in a video or not. Maybe I think I used it when I did the bridal look, but honestly, it's so good if you've got fair skin. Let me just try and find my highlighter brush. So it's honestly, it's got like the slight pinky reflex in it. I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of like shifts in color almost, and it does have like a pink shift to it. It's gorgeous. And like I said, I know some people would consider this like way too much for like an everyday routine, but it's just personal preference. Like, look at that, that's so stunning. I just can't. That is just absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. Like, this highlighter is literally the best, and I think it was around, I got it as a gift, so I'm not sure on the exact price of it, but I would think it's around £5 or £6. But yeah, I'm obsessed. This is kind of, I think this is everything for my base. So yeah, this is my base routine. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup and I'll come back and show you how everything looks. I feel like I forgot something, but I'm sure I haven't. I'm sure I've done everything. But yeah, I'm gonna show you what it all looks like when I've done my full face, and I'll come back and just talk through the products and give you my final thought. I knew there was a step that I had forgotten, so I always lock my makeup in with this Makeup Revolution Super Dewy Fixing Spray. So it's £10. It looks like this. It's, how many mils is it? 150 mils. The bottle's quite big, as you can see. This really melts the powders together and gives you such a nice glow, so it's definitely like a staple of my makeup routine. So I'll just show you the effect of it. Do you like to put quite a bit on? But look, you can just see the difference that it makes. Like, if you are thinking that you're looking too powdery, definitely invest in a setting spray, like one that's going to make your skin dewy, because like look at how nice it's just made everything. Like, if you think you're too powdery, like look at the difference. Like, look at that glow. But yeah, I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup and I'll come back and just kind of talk through my base, and yeah, I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I have finished the rest of my makeup and I'm in love. I just love this current base routine that I've got of all of the products. If you're wondering about my lips, it's the Doll Beauty Thank You Next lip liner, and this little set from number 7 for Christmas limited edition lipstick and lip glaze. So stunning. But yeah, this is like my finished current base routine. I just love it. I just love the highlight, the blush, the foundation, absolute staple, concealer as well. I just think they're such good base products, and this is my preferred sort of coverage for every day. Like I said, I know it's a bit heavy for some people for like an everyday kind of look, but it's what I like. I love the way that setting spray just makes you absolutely glow as well. Definitely let me know what you think of this base routine. Have you tried any of these products? If so, let me know what you think. But I just love a full coverage base. I love like a glowy dewy base as well. And yeah, I love all of these products. I think the coverage with the foundation and concealer is amazing. The blush, love it. The highlighter, honestly, it speaks for itself. But yeah, let me know what you think. But I absolutely love all these products for my current base, and I'm really happy to continue to use them. I don't feel the need to look for any new base products at the minute necessarily. Like, you know, I'm always sort of changing up my blush and stuff like that, but foundation, concealer, powder, they're kind of my staples at the minute. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, really hope that maybe you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for future content. But yeah, definitely let me know what your thoughts are down below on my base routine. Let me know what your kind of staples in your base are, what kind of foundations that you like, powders, concealers, that kind of thing. Yeah, let me know down below. But hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you again really soon in another video. Thank you. Bye.